you as they did to us, John. And tell us a little bit about what's your feeling at this point on the Tri-Valley situation.
So right now, we're actually not very happy with what's going on with Tri-Valley. I've reached out to a lot of different immigration attorneys, and also I'm hearing from a lot of students from Tri-Valley. The more news I get, the less I'm happy. As you're aware, Shah, on the 7th, SEVIS actually issued guidance to designated school officials. It's a one-pager, and it actually does not look so good for students. Interestingly enough, basically, even if someone wants to do a new I-20 for a student at a new university, they cannot do so. They have to contact SEVIS first before they can do that. And I just had a SEVIS administrator and a BSO in my office this morning, and I showed that letter to her, and she said if they got that at their school and a Tri-Valley student was in front of them, they would be very hesitant to take that student on.
Yeah, so there's a chilling effect right there, and it's basically we're willing to let you do it, but we won't let you do it. So it's this is where I'm a little bit confused, because it seems like what we're seeing on the ground and what we are hearing is kind of different. Well, of course, it's always like that somehow, but there's so much difference. I don't know if you are aware that there was, through the Indian consulate, they were advised that something is going to come up where they will be reinstating students, and so far nothing has been confirmed. And now at this point, seeing that email, and if the guidance memo go towards what they say in that email, it doesn't look like this is going to happen.
Yeah, actually the statement, I agree with you, the statement that came out from the consulate is not very promising. What they said was, ICE will consider the possibility of allowing students to reinstate on a case-by-case basis. That's about, at least, Shah, being a lawyer, you probably joined me, that that's about the weakest language you can possibly get.
Yeah, that's a political language, nothing legal. is how I will say with the politician. As far as I know, I don't know, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's a promise at all on their part. It promises nothing. And, ultimately, it appears that SEVIS is trying to do, one, it looks like all students are considered guilty, period.
Yeah, this is where me and you we have very strong feelings that this is not the way it should be, because pretty much it's being you are guilty until proven innocent, which is not the maxims of the United States, right?
Right, and it's even worse here because the way Tri-Valley actually, and you mentioned this the other day, that Tri-Valley is still listed as a SEVIS school. If you go on the SEVIS website on the school, Tri-Valley is still listed.
Not only that, why? Did you see the AILA email yesterday? Basically, updated February 3rd. Tri-Valley is still registered as a good school.
They're registered as a SEVIS approved school, and the reason is that if they want to pull the SEVIS approval of Tri-Valley, they have to give them 33 days to respond to a notice of intent to withdraw.
Exactly.
And Tri-Valley can answer, it can give an attorney, it can appeal, and during that time they're not going to have their SEVIS pulled. In contrast, however, students who don't agree with me, the vast majority of whom were duped.
Definitely
trusted the DSO.
Exactly.
Was it a good deal? Yeah. It was, maybe too good of a deal. But they paid their money, they did what the DSO told them to do, and it's the DSO and school's responsibility, and it's SEVIS responsibility because they approved the school.
Exactly.
So these students who just did what they were told to do get no due process, no opportunity to explain their innocence. They're simply terminated from the system. They're out of status as of January 18th.
So yeah, this is exactly the same point of view I have as you, John, and I know many of our colleagues will differ, stating that there was some knowledge. But I did kind of a research on, the big maxim of ignorance of the law is not an excuse, but mistakes of law is not an excuse, but mistakes of facts are excusable. So my position is that those are mistakes of facts. They were not mistakes of law. Mistakes of facts is that they were told, and look at it, when more we analyze it, even though the documents from the government, that one of them that leaked out yesterday, basically shows that it was Tri-Valley who was kind of defrauding by putting wrong addresses and things like that on those, and those students were just in their AR11. If you look at them, AR11 is for change of address. They put the right address whenever they move, but still they were taxed on the fact that, hey, you know what, you put the wrong address, but they didn't do it. So I am very well. The question, I know you have to go to another hearing right now. I don't know if it's done, but I would like to have you the whole hour with me. But tell me a little bit, how do you see the things unfolding in the future? And I have a lot of students on the East Coast and on your side in Philadelphia and Delaware. I would like you to give them, like you were mentioning earlier, we're working together in collaboration, and I want the students, after checking many attorneys, I've seen that you are doing the right work, your heart is at the right place, and I want the students, if they are on the East Coast listening to us, I know they're listening right now, so call you. Can you give the number again?
Sure. Office number is 610-664-6271. Again, 610-664-6271. And you can find us on the web at hblawgroup.com.
Yes. So this is a number for John, and our office is 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. John, let me ask you another question now. We were discussing really heavily in the past few days, me and you, about the potential of having let's say, quote unquote, an intervention at a government level. And I know from experience, and you'll have more experience than me, about sometimes the government or even the Congress able to sometimes write some executive orders or some special law that can help people in immigration. Have you had any experience of those executive orders or something like that? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Not executive orders, but we've had experience where a person is about to be deported and a senator has stepped in and inquired about the case. They haven't done anything illegal, merely got on the phone to a person at Immigration and Customs Enforcement and expressed their interest in the case, and things turn around. I think this is a great place for the government of India to stand up for these students who are real victims. I know that they've been in talks till now, and they remain in talks. One thing that the government of India may want to remember is that this is, life actually issues guidance on dealing with these students.
Yes.
It's going to be harder to change it. Right now, it's a gray period, and things can happen. Under the regulations, when a school's access is terminated, SEVIS has to make determinations. And before they can terminate all these students, right, and we've got more than 1,500 students who were terminated all at the same time on January 18. So what the regulations say they have to do is consider the impact that such a termination date will have on the, of course, the school or upon the SEVIS program, but most importantly on the school's non-immigrant students. And the regulations also say that in most situations, SEVP will not determine a termination date for that school until the appeals process has concluded and the initial denial or withdrawal has been upheld. It's qualified to say that if there's a case where suspected of criminal activity or a potential national security threat, that they can terminate everyone. But what's interesting is that they chose to, I don't think that they took into account the impact on 1,500 students from India.
I agree with you. There was no contingency plan. This thing went along just because, for whatever reason, we don't want to second guess them. But the truth is that they should have had a contingency plan how to handle the students before even shutting it down. The truth now is the whole question: did they shut them down? That's where I am kind of little bit. There is a legal issue right there, legal impossibility. Technically shut down, but no, it's not shut down because they're still within their period of answering their intent to revoke. So it's still arguing back and forth, and I know they have a lot of deference, the feds have a lot of deference in basically able to start taking actions based on immigration law. But having said that, maybe it was kind of using a hammer to kill a mosquito, or do you think something like that?
I agree with you 100%, Sean. One thing here, the government of India can reach out to Immigration and Customs Enforcement or the U.S. government And if they would just, if they could ask the United States to consider again, or perhaps look closer at the impact that this termination is having on the non-immigrant students. That's all. So perhaps you could take a look at this again and weigh it, because they've really been playing hardball with these students. January 18 terminated. That means anybody who submitted an R-539 to change status is probably going to get an RFE, because there's a SEVIS flag. The person was terminated and they're out of status.
Exactly.
So changing status is going to be tough. If they want to go to Canada or the Bahamas and try to enter on an old but still valid H-4, for example, there's a SEVIS flag that has to be resolved either at the border or the consulate.
This is what I will advise people at this point. Of course, you have to check with an attorney. Whatever we are saying today is purely educational. What I'm going to say is, don't leave unless you look at all your options, because once you leave, you know how hard it is, John. We don't have the protection of the U.S. Constitution that much when people are outside the United States. And I'm very sometimes I hear so many students say, well, my attorney told me just leave and come back. Well, unfortunately, it's not working this way. That's the unfortunate part. Usually, if it is a normal case, yes, you can always leave and then come back, reinstate your service and things like that. But this is not a normal times, and also this is not a normal case. So they have to. Yeah, and then I think the whole thing will be revolving around keeping the pressure, because hey, the truth is, like, it seems like from my letter, I just did an open letter to Obama actually, and I wanted to reach out to him because it seems like everybody is reaching out to DHS and then it's going back and forth, and I wanted to have a bigger broad spectrum of people knowing what's an awareness campaign that I've started for a while now. And today also I got a call from someone from ACLU and NAACP. They are interested in getting involved in that. So I will call on everybody to support us, because if it happens to one group, it might happen to others. And you know, there's a poem or some writing back in the days in school I used to read, that they came for some other people, and then nobody was there to I was not there to I didn't stand up. They came from another group of people, I didn't stand up, and then finally they came for me, and nobody was there to stand for me. So that's why I'm calling on everybody that, hey, don't think just because it's students, it's nothing to do with you, it cannot happen. This is how United States works, right? We fight for our rights, and those rights comes back and come back in a good way for other people down the road.
So true. And, one thing also, Shah, I wanted to mention, I've been going through a lot of message boards and also reading the comments from the newspaper articles in the Indian newspapers, and one thing that comes through, people are, in fact, I had a friend of mine who's also a client, he's from Tamil Nadu. One thing that comes out, a lot of people are looking at this case because many of the students were from AP, and they're saying, aha, AP, I understand. No surprise that they got in trouble. And a lot of people are blaming the victim in this case.
Yeah, this is
have you talked about that before?
Oh yeah, I talk about that a lot, actually.
You do immigration law, so you know how complex it is. And, and there are many attorneys, even immigration law, people call themselves immigration attorneys that don't understand immigration law. There is, I want to let people know, was it a good deal? Yeah, it was an awfully good deal. But if you paid your money, right, it's not that you got a free semester. If you talk to the DSO, the government school official, and explained to them the situation, you told them the truth,
yes,
and the DSO said you could take 3 classes online, which is not true in the regulations, but the DSO told you you can work on your curricular practical training, which is not always allowed, but is allowed in some instances. Why would you not trust the person that SEVIS has given permission to advise you on student matters?
Yes, exactly.
It's not fair to say they should have known.
Yeah.
I know that there's
John, I'm going to interrupt you. Don't hang up. I have a caller online. Let me take the caller, okay? This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Yeah.
Hello, go ahead.
Hi, this is Deepa here.
Hi, Deepa.
Yeah, hi. I had a question regarding Tri-Valley University.
Sure, go ahead. Hold on a second, Deepa. Don't hang up. Hold on. John, you're still there?
Still here.
Okay, good. We're going to have two attorneys answering you, hopefully. Go ahead, Deepa. We're
Thank
listening.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I initially entered the United States on H4 visa, and it was valid till 2012 October. But for the spring term, I applied for Tri-Valley University, and I got it approved on Jan 10th. And Jan 17th, I paid my fees. Jan 19th, it got shut down. So I applied for changing back to H4 status within 2 days. I've not heard anything from USCIS, and what do I do? Should I report to ICE or?
Well, that's $1 million questions. From my side, I would say we need to wait for that memo before we make any move, because you don't want to just go there and then start volunteering information. But if you want to go, I think the best advice is to take an attorney to go with you. John, what is your take on this?
Well, I agree with you 100%. Like, I have to say that actually I received an email from a colleague of ours in Florida this morning. You know, if immigration contacts you and they say, "Hi, I'm immigration, we want to talk to you," the best answer is, "Great, no problem. Let me get my attorney on the line, or I will come with my attorney to meet with you."
Exactly.
You know, Shah is telling you exactly what you do not want to do it on your own. Period. Get a trustworthy attorney who knows immigration law to go with you, because you will get treated much better. And also, there are certain things that can happen to you if you don't have an attorney. An attorney is aware of why immigration is asking certain questions, and their job is to protect your rights.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So very simple question can turn back. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Very simple question, innocent, can turn against you. That's why we have this. You have the right to an attorney. Exercise this right. So go ahead, Divya. We're listening to you.
Yeah, I didn't intend to work, or I didn't even have CPT. It was just a day after I enrolled, it was shut down. So,
was the 539 granted? Was the 539 granted?
Yes, it was approved 10 days before the shutdown.
That's another thing. They will keep approving those cases. They knew that they were going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a great point, Shah. I mean, what was the day of the approval exactly?
Jan 10th.
Well, January 4th.
9 days before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's so irritating with this case, you know?
Yeah.
Do not call ICE without period. If you ever want to contact ICE, then the attorney will do it for you.
Yes, exactly.
Don't try to talk your way out of it. I'm sure, Shah, you hear people call and say, "Oh, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. I just want to call them and see if they can help me." And I can tell you from many different cases, what will happen quite possibly is that things will actually take a turn for the worse. And then you'll get an attorney, and you'll be asking me or Shah or some other attorney to try to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Exactly. That's what happens, because it's normal, it's human nature. Even us as attorneys, if we were accused of something, we will not want to defend ourselves. You know why? Because first of all, you know the rule, who represents himself has a fool for an attorney and a rogue for a client. Basically it says, the reason you have an attorney for two reasons, I believe. One is to defend your rights, and two, also to be a witness. Sometimes we are witnesses in those cases. So it's very important to have an attorney. Deepa, thank you very much. If you have more questions, call me at the office. I have another caller. John, do you have
Thank you.
You're welcome. John, do you have
no question?
You're still there?
Okay.
Okay, you have to go. We have another caller. Don't go.
I've got probably another 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So we'll cover the 7-10 minutes. Let's take the other caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello? I think we lost the caller. Okay, so as soon as I get the call, I'll just interrupt you, John. John, you were mentioning something very interesting, and I've been telling that a lot lately. Remember, it seems like there is always an ethnic backlash. Sometimes people think, okay, these people come from some certain areas of the world or certain regions of every country, and they are all generalized to be like this and be like that. Well, you know, John, the thing with me is that I'm from the Muslim community, and after September 11, you know what has been happening, and you cannot generalize me. If you look at me, I'm very modern, I'm very upfront and very open-minded. If I was generalized like most of those people who are bad people, I'll call them, I will not even call them Muslim, and I'm a practicing Muslim. So that's one reason that I really got involved in this case, because I felt the same thing was happening to those people down in the South. And it's very important that for people to know that, hey, remember one thing, we're all one humanity. Some bad people doesn't make everybody bad, right? This is very, very important, and very, very important concept. So I'm very glad you brought that up, John. This is major, and this is affecting a lot of people. I've been getting hate emails from people sometimes saying, hey, you are just defending a bunch of criminals. I think we have another caller, John. Hold on a second. Okay, let's keep talking, and then, okay, the caller's online. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello? Hello, we're having some technical issues. I think we're losing the I might be joined also with another immigration lawyer. But John, so tell me now, what do you expect now based on this? I don't expect much from that memo. I'm just very worried at this point. What do you think?
Agreed. Well, there's two things I wanted to touch on, in, what I expect, but also another thing is, and what bothers me, and why I think the government of India should really get involved here, is a question I've been asking, and I know you've been asking also, Shah. Why are Indians getting treated differently than other groups who are in the same situation? In March of 2010, Immigration and Customs Enforcement shut down the Florida Language Institute. I found out this morning from speaking to a SEVIS officer in Tennessee. To her recollection, those students at least had a chance to transfer. In other words, ICE and SEVIS told them you have a certain amount of time to transfer. Even if they were given a notice to appear later, their SEVIS records were not terminated, and there was certain wrongdoing. And you can find out more information about that on our Facebook page or our website.
Oh, I need that. This is very, very interesting. So there is a double standard. What school? Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Florida Language Institute.
Yes, exactly. But that was not Indians, and that was a different treatment.
Exactly. It wasn't Indians, and those students were treated differently. And in October of this year, ICE in Philadelphia shut down CMG Computer School. They took away their SEVIS, and many students were put in the proceedings. However, they didn't terminate everybody's SEVIS.
Yeah, this is
a lot in both schools, and they didn't terminate the SEVIS for all the students. They all got a letter, and CMG, and you can find a copy of the CMG student's letter. They got 86 days to transfer to a new school.
This
not Indians.
I think we need more to explore more this area. And let me take the caller, John, and then let's get online, okay? This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. My name is Raj.
Hi, Raj.
How are you today?
Hi, Raj.
We're doing well. Go ahead, Raj, we're listening to you.
I just wondering, where did you guys locate? Where is your office and your phone number if I can get?
Sure, I'll give you mine and then I'll ask John. I'm in Newark, California, which is in the Bay Area.
Yeah, we are in Fremont.
Okay, so it's 510 742 5887.
And where you guys located here in Fremont or somewhere?
We're very near Fremont. We're 10 minutes from Fremont in Newark.
Newark. Oh, okay. I'm in Newark right now, actually.
Okay, so just go ahead and then call us and we'll be there. And John, do me a favor, give your number and tell people, because we have a lot of listeners down the East Coast and they can call you. The number is, go ahead, I'll let you say.
For everybody on the East Coast, in between us, our phone number, our office number is 610-664-6271. Again, 610-664-6271. You can find us on the World Wide Web at hvlawgroup.com. HV stands for Hogan Vandenberg Lawgroup.com.
Well, let us. I think we have another caller, right? Let's take the other caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hello, Shah. How are you? This is Winnie.
Hi, Winnie. How are you?
Hi, Winnie.
Very good. I think you're doing great work. And I think you're one of the pioneers in helping these TVU students. And I was amazed while I was hearing this radio program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Winnie.
Things were treated differently. I think this information it should be sent to the Consulate General. And I would hope to them so that they can know the difference.
Well, I think I'm going to, since John has brought it up now, I'm going to be in communication with him a little bit more about this. And I think this has to be brought to light because there is a double standard here. And it's clear there is a double standard. Without accusing anybody, this is not right. It should be fair for everybody. If they did anything wrong, of course, we have to take actions. But so far, we have not seen any of those. And really, this is good for you to listen. And I'm very, very happy that you're calling today. Hello? I think I lost Winnie. Hello, John.
Thanks for the words of encouragement, Minnie. It's a big deal. Like, why are, these students were just terminated. No due process, no chance to say, I'm not involved with the fraud. Were there some people involved in the fraud? Absolutely. I mean, at every school, even the legitimate ones, there are people who get out of and they don't go to class. But why is the harsh, and again, there's two things harsh. Everybody dropped. 1,500 people dropped out of status as of 18.
Yes.
Anybody who's got a change of status pending, if it gets denied, your study requires a call unlawful presence. I'll let Shah explain that later on.
Yes.
That's what day one is. And your change of status will probably, there's a strong chance it will be denied. If you try to travel, there's a strong chance you can't come back. And again, Shah, you said it so well. Don't do anything until you talk to a lawyer. Nothing you're saying is legal advice. You need to talk to a good lawyer who knows immigration law.
Well, that's another important point you made right now, John. It's about immigration law is so complicated, John. It took me years to even now I don't master it completely, but I know pretty well now, having done so many cases, and I know the ins and outs somehow of mostly when it comes to H-1B visas and deportation and everything. But one judge even said that immigration law and tax law are the most difficult areas of law in the United States. So going to an attorney is important, but you need to go to an attorney who understands immigration law, because one single mistake can cost you a ban from the United States. It's not even jail time where you will be staying in jail and get out of it. You're going to be banned and you might never be able to come back.
Yes, exactly. That's what. And there's a lot of people out there who will say, that's such a great point, Shah. There's a lot of people out there that will say, I do immigration. If you fall in, slip and fall, I'll help you sue. If you want to law, I'll do that. Many different things. Listen to Shah. He's telling you guys the truth. Immigration is so highly complex. You need to get someone who focuses. And you need to ask that person hard questions about, do your research. It's so important.
Yeah, it is very important, because acknowledging immigration law is a constant battle and we have to be updated. To be honest with you, I spend my night at least 2 hours researching and updating myself with immigration law. And the good thing is that we get so many cases. I learn from my cases also, so the experience is very important. And it's not a matter, it's a very good practice, and you learn from your clients sometimes too. And John, I think you still have time, John. I don't mind having you on until the end of the show, but if you have to go, that's fine with me. But do you have some more time?
I think I do. I don't think my next call is here yet. Let me just check. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. So go ahead. During the time John is checking, we are talking with John, and he's from HV Law Group. You can check them online, hvlawgroup.com. Since the Tri-Valley issues have started, me and John have been working together. While not working, we have been kind of brainstorming together about cases, and it seems like among many lawyers I've spoken to, I spoke to also Rajiv Khanna from immigration.com, a very prominent attorney in Virginia, and I was supposed to get him on the air today, and unfortunately I was not able to get him, but I will probably get him maybe next week or so. So I'm talking about Tri-Valley issues, but if you have any question on immigration, feel free to call us too. It's 1-855-772-8278. I think we have one caller.
Yeah. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes, and then I'll let you go.
Okay, so we have one caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello. I think we're having some issue technical. Whenever we do like two calls like that, it always happens that we get some drop calls. Usually we get the calls flooding on this board, and it's a new thing we're just moving. But I apologize for that. If you have questions, call us at the office on 51. We have another caller. Okay, so John, basically this is what we were talking about, and also if you look at it from also Indian companies' perspective. Okay, we have another caller. Let's take the caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, almost good afternoon, Shah Peerally. How are you?
Good afternoon. Well, almost, yes. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I was listening to you guys, John, the other hand, and you, and touch you. I have seen a lot of people who come in this situation and got into so much trouble because not having a lawyer. But I've been listening to you guys. I mean, my heart goes to you. I mean, like, this is a fantastic thing you guys are doing.
Oh, thank you.
I have a lot of people I know, I mean, in this community. I live in Fremont, and I'm going to convey this message saying that you guys are behind this and you want to take care of this.
Oh, thank you.
And just want to let you know, I hope you know that a lot of these people comes selling their houses, selling their jewelry,
Yes.
you name it, and they are not all bad people. Maybe some of them coming here for do some stupid thing, but these guys, girls and boys are here to study.
Yeah, they're good people, you know. Why should we just treat them as well, like you say, treat them as non-human being or in a different standard just because they were misguided? I think they were misguided, definitely. What do you think, John?
Absolutely. And you know, who doesn't want to earn some money, you know? Everybody wants to earn some money. So I don't want to say they are greedy or anything. Hey, you know, they spend so much money. There is so much going on. You know, last week I was listening to yesterday, Mexican consulate are giving some funds for the even illegal people. They are asking them to come over, register, and you can get paid for some student funds, an education fund.
Yeah,
and here we listen to this kind of thing that, you know, hey, and why this much of big discrimination? Like just because they are from AP, so what? They're still the human being.
Well, definitely. Not only they are from AP, they are from... Okay, I will tell you another thing. All the students of Tri-Valley are not from AP, right? It's just because it's a big thing. I got clients, I don't know if you got the same, John. I got clients from Nepal. I got clients from North India. I've got clients from Philippines that were attending that school. So it's not like we just, well, majority was from India, South India, but we cannot just brand everybody as thieves or cheating just because, you know how it works. If they know a school which is cheaper, you tell your friends and your friends tell your friends. Of course, if one group likes it, they will all go. And if you go, for example, to nursing school with that thing, most of those people are originally from Philippines because they like nursing, right? And doesn't mean that, oh, all of them go to nursing for a particular reason. It's just because they like it. This is what they do well. So I don't see any good thing by branding a whole group of people, telling them they are bad people. So, John, what do you think about that?
Well, I agree 100%. You know what? One thing that's going to come out also.
Yeah, John, let me hold you for 1 second. I think thank you very much, caller. So keep giving us a call, 510-742-5887. We have another caller online, John. This is Shah Peerally, live on air. Hello? Okay, I think we lost the call. So go ahead, John. I was listening to you.
Well, with that, maybe it's a good time for me to bow out. Shah, I sincerely appreciate you having me on your show, and I salute all your efforts on behalf of the students of Tri-Valley and all the immigrants. I hope you keep up the good work because people really need to hear.
The honor was all mine. Can you just give us your number before you go quickly?
Sure. For Attorney Vandenberg, our phone number is 610-664-6271. Again, 610-664-6271. And we're on the web at hvlawgroup.com. Again, hvlawgroup.com. Love to hear from you. Have a great day, and Shah, again, thank you so much, and thank you to your listeners.
Thank you, John, and don't forget to email me those links for those courses. I need to check more into that. Okay.
Well, you'll enjoy it. Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, I think we have another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Yeah, good morning, sir. This is Sanjay.
Oh, Sanjay ji, how are you?
Oh, fine. Great show, great information.
Oh, thank you.
I just have one question.
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
And this is my question that comes to my mind. If illegal foreign workers can be granted amnesty, why not law-abiding students?
Very good question. This is what we were talking about, me and John. It seems like there was a double standard, but I read that even those poor illegal workers also are not treated fairly, according to me. It's not like putting one immigrant group against the other. The truth is, there is, from what, if you have read, I don't know, I posted my letter that I sent to President Obama also on my website. I'm getting the impression there is some kind of anti-Indian sentiment, mostly against businesses. I think it's more a competition that is creating that. And we're a great country in America. I'm very proud when I stand in other countries, when I do speeches in universities and everything. I always tell everybody, the reason I love America is like the way they treated me fairly. I came to this country with basically nothing, and I made it, and I got the opportunity, and I believe in the land of opportunity, and I want it to continue this way. But lately things have kind of shifted back to the days when there was double standard, and we don't want that. We want it back to be the America we know.
Yes, and that's a great letter, and I read it. Okay. And the reason I mentioned the illegal farm workers is not because of one group against another, but because of intent. Now, the people who crossed over illegally, they knew they were doing something illegal, and it was the intent, and still they were granted amnesty, versus this group of students who had no knowledge of the fraud. And so why can't they be granted amnesty, irrespective of which group they are from?
Yeah, exactly. This is what we are questioning right now. We question everybody, and we want more involvement of the governments, including the Indian government, the US government. I think it's time for us to take it to a level where it is becoming, I know many people won't agree with me, I think it's a civil right issue at this point, because we have to look at it in a bigger picture, right? It's not only about a matter of just being fair to a group or not. I'm not saying that everybody is innocent. I'm not saying everybody is guilty. The only thing I'm saying, if it happens to one group, it's going to happen again. And you know, Sunilji, I've been getting calls lately in the past 2 days from other schools, and they are worried. They are worried what's going to happen to them, and they are complying with everything. And they showed me, and I'm telling them, still they're worried. So think about it. If they are creating this chilling effect, what's going to be the future for us, for our children? We are citizens. We are many of them are citizens, but it gets me worried. I think we have to have a fair immigration system. The system needs some reforms, and we've been pushing for that. And this time I think India has to join forces also and say, well, we need those reforms. We need to make things happen for everybody.
Yeah, and I also have a suggestion. When people apply for student visas, the consulate can have a checklist, and if the student satisfies all items in the checklist and they comply with the procedures, then they cannot be accused of fraud.
Yeah, this is the whole thing. What they are saying is that yes, they did all their check, but when they came here, then they started doing things which were illegal. But the truth is that they knew, first of all, well, I'm not saying they know, this is a big word, there is apparent knowledge that this school was operating virtually, and most of the accusations that I've seen so far are that you were not attending school because you were not physically in the school. But many of the students have told me, some of them were not even on student visas. They said they had very good teachers, the classes were very good. The only thing is that we were attending it online, and we thought it was fine. It was called virtual school. That's the part where I kind of disagree on the fact that they were not attending school, because they were attending school. Because the school did a lot of bad things, the students should not be paying for it. I don't think it's right.
So that brings up another point.
Yes.
Which is, jobs can be outsourced via the web, but students cannot be insourced.
Very, very, very good point. Sunilji, I have to let you go. I have only 3 minutes to go. I'll just close the show. But thank you very much for calling, and keep listening to all our shows. I know you are one of our greatest listeners, and I really appreciate your input. It's always great to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Great show.
Thank you. So what I'll say is that as a final point, I didn't intend to do the whole show in Tri-Valley today, but it ended up in this way. Well, also, just to let you know, people, we deal in immigration law. We have been dealing in immigration for a while. I have also another law firm that we deal in some other areas of law, but we mainly focus on immigration law. We also have most of the people from our immigration group has been suffering exceptionally from the downturn in the economy, and they have called us because they owe a lot of money on credit cards and things like that, and we have started helping them, and so far we have done a good job. We don't take many of those cases, but for example, people who are facing bankruptcies and don't want to file bankruptcy, and they have a lot of credit card debts, we have been able to get credit cards reduced for Citi cards, Bank of America, you name it. And also if you have a line of credit and things like that, give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887. What we do, we just negotiate those debts on a legal ground, and we don't really do debt settlement as companies do. We don't have a program of consolidation. It's just pure negotiations, and it's a 1 lump sum or 2-3 lump sum, and it's paid off, no interest, etc. Well, we have been able to reduce some debts from from 100,000 sometimes to 30,000 and things like that. So what I will say is, call us if you have any questions, especially in immigration. That's our main area of practice, on 510-742-5887. You can check our website on peerallylaw.com, PEERALLY law.com. And if you want updates on all the immigration issues, where I post my updates are on immigrationlegalblog.com, immigrationlegalblog.com. And this website is getting a lot of hits lately because of the Tri-Valley issues, and I understand. I try my best to post at least 2-3 things per day on this, and where I can guide the students. I'm trying my best to advocate for them. I'm hoping that we will come out victorious of this and basically lay out the road for the next generation of students coming here. I thank you all, and my number again is 510-742-5887. And I think just to let you know, the website that you can check is peerallylaw.com. And just to let you know, everything I said today is for educational and informational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely based on the information. You should contact an attorney for your particular case, and if you have any question, give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887.